It is a beautiful and rare, warm winter day. Welcome back to the woods. I've decided to take my Kicksled out for a spin with a dog on some freshly groomed forest trails. Some of you will remember this sled from the unboxing and have seen me use it in this year's Christmas show. It's about 2 Celsius today and 64% humidity, so ideal conditions. I have this Tactics box from Princess Auto that can hold lots of things securely in the car. It has 2 really great latches, and inside I have my winter emergency kit with traction mats, ratchet straps, extra clothes, med kit, and things to do for today, like harnesses and ropes needed for Royce to pull the sled, and the Mountain House chicken and rice meal, also picked up at Princess Auto. It's great to have these tool bags to store all my stuff. Time to go. Let's wax up the sled runners and strap it to the roof racks. We've made it to the forest, and it is beautiful as you would expect. There's a tree farm nearby, and the tiny trees are just peeking above the snow. It makes me think I need to get some trees to plant again in the cabin this spring. Well, let's get the sled off the car and get rolling. Royce travels well in my little hatchback, even though he is 95 pounds. This will be the first time since he got blastomycosis that he'll be harnessed up for pulling the sled. He's just learning today, so I want to see what he's comfortable with and see what he can do. So in fall of 2021, I bought a harness for him from Ultra Paws inside. Just huge. I don't know if you can even get this harness anymore. It is different than the harnesses that you would see like on a Husky. He has a very broad and deep chest, so the fit is a bit different. The chest area is well padded, and the straps are fleece covered. The straps then cross across the back and buckle up under the front legs and sort of behind the chest belly area. And you can see there's a couple of different ways of setting up the tug line depending on what you're doing. And here's the Kicksled. It's the llT6. I got it 2 winters ago and I love it. It is a great workout, and as a bonus there's a chair you can sit on once you get to your destination. Got a small bike pack on there as well, as you can see here, and a reflector. Royce will be attached to the Kicksled by a tug line that goes to a bungee, and then it goes to the bridle, which I'll show you right here. So there is the harness, the tug line, and the bungee part's a bit separate. You can see it right here. And then the bridle goes to the sled directly, and you just have to attach it on. It's a separate part, so it does not come with the initial kit if you're interested in getting this from goslide.ca. The trails here go for miles and miles and are groomed by professional groomers. The only stipulation for use of the trails is stay away from ski tracks and cross-country skiers. Since this is his first time in a long time pulling a sled, this is a bit stressful for him. I did a lot of training as a puppy that was focused on never pulling on the leash. If he feels leash pressure, he slows down to a stop. So today, this will be a challenge to convince him this exercise is okay and he's allowed to do it. So we start off really slow, and I let him get used to the pressure of the equipment and let him pull the Kicksled with me not on it. As expected, he likes to sniff around and pull over, but this is all a part of the process. I try to walk away from him calling and encouraging him, hoping he'll want to catch up with me and thus pull the sled by himself. Well, that didn't go so well early on in our adventure, and I had to walk back to go and get him. He was not convinced that it was the greatest thing to pull the Kicksled. So off I go back to pick him up and tell him it's okay, he's allowed to pull today. But I must say, not long after he started, he felt more comfortable, and although walking incredibly slowly, he started to pull. He would still stop here and there for a good woodland smell or two. And as I mentioned, earlier on in the video, in previous videos, is that Royce is in scent training. So whenever there is a really good smell, he likes to sniff and sniff and sniff and see what is going on. So I'm really not surprised here that he is doing this. This is all part of the process, of course, and we'll just have to roll with it and encourage him to get going. I don't want to discipline him too much on his first time. I want it to be kind of fun. Well, now's the time for me to get on the Kicksled and assist the movement by kicking along in the snow while standing on the rails. We get a bit of speed as we go down this hill. Woohoo! This is so fun. So you can see here I am assisting him. He's not fully taking my weight, and he won't be for this trip. There's of course a beautiful scenery as we go along. Well, Bouviers are carting dogs, and they're traditionally used to pull farmers' carts to market and to guard the contents. So it's really natural for him to go at a walking pace, especially to start. I'm encouraged at this point as he's walking for the most part in a straight line and avoiding distractions. He's even allowing some tension on the line, which is great. At one point, and when I want him to speed up, I say yes and yep, and I try to get him to trot along a little bit quicker. That actually seems to work. He really enjoys the encouragement. So Royce and I are going at a pretty decent pace now, as you guys can see. Trees are going by a little bit quicker than they were before. And, I can really enjoy the scenery at this point. I'm not, I am focused on, giving him commands, but I can also enjoy what's going on. And periodically I will give him a break and let him pull the kick sled on his own, just to practice that as well. So we spend the next half hour scooting around the forest on several trails, running into people and other dogs who are curious as to what we were up to. One person asked if I was the Olympic canicross competitor training in the woods. Well, no, that wasn't me. False identity there. So he's still sniffing around a little bit, taking a pee here and there. But, by and large, I'm really impressed with what he is doing on the trail. So we didn't run into any wildlife or anything like that. I'd love to see an owl or a fox or something like that, but certainly we did not run into anything like that. Just the odd person. It was a very quiet day on the trail, which was wonderful, and just allowed to relax and get some good exercise for the both of us. I could tell after all the excitement that it was time to end the lesson. Royce getting a bit stressed, as evidenced by the yawning and sort of shaking off of his coat as if he was wet. Well, better to end before he has a complete meltdown, so I remove the harness and the tug line, and what I did next was I attached a leash, as required by the land user agreement. Instead, he just ran beside me as I kick-sledded along in the parking lot. He's not pulling here. I'm not, you don't want to pull, have a dog pull with a leash, so this is just to kind of contain him, and, we can kind of carry on to get back to the parking lot. So I'm enjoying some hot cocoa, sitting on my kick sled, thinking about what a great time we had before folding the sled down flat to put on my roof racks. That's a handy thing about these kick sleds, is you can fold them right down flat for transport. The seat sticks up a little bit, but that's okay. Well, thanks for joining us on our first kick sled lesson. I got a lot accomplished today with Royce, and both of us got a lot of exercise and learned a lot from each other. Well, I guess I'll see you guys next time. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you down the trail.